Morning everyone, it's Audrey, Stitchy Witch 42. It is Monday, the 2nd of November. Remember, vote! That's it for politics. How you doing this morning? I am in a different location in my house. I'm on the other end of my kitchen table from where I usually sit, or sometimes sit. Whatever, doesn't matter, I don't know. But anyway, this is platform 9 3/4 behind me. So I have the table covered with stuff and a lot to go through. Have no idea how long it's going to take me to get through this video. And at the end, I'm going to talk about social distancing, trick-or-treating. So I did a video last week and it was talking about how I am working on my Halloween Village Afghan. And there were a couple of people who asked me some questions, and I don't normally address questions on my videos. People rarely ask me questions for me to address more than I can just answer in comments. So I had a couple of different ladies ask me why I was using such short lengths of floss to stitch it. When I was getting everything prepped for doing my Afghan to get it started, I cut a piece of foam core that was 9 inches long because wrapping it and then cutting one end of it, I was going to end up with 18-inch lengths of floss. And that's what I usually use when I'm stitching 2/2 is an 18-inch length of floss. At that point, it hadn't dawned on me that I would be doubling those 18-inch lengths and ending up with a 9-inch strand because I wanted to use the loop start. So it was pre-planning. It was a fluke that happened. But at the same time, I like the shorter lengths for working on the Afghan. There are so many color changes on this, and I think in some ways it has been less wasteful for me. The center pumpkin here, there are 8 different colors in that. And so there's a lot of color change. You know, when I first posted that, someone asked me what kind of variegated floss I was using. It's not variegated, it's all the different color changes. And so the shorter lengths of floss, to me, worked really well for that. The problems that I ran into is when I was over on this side and I was doing the vine. Now, in the vine, there's 4 different colors of green, and I have to show you more of it here, but like here is 6 of one color and up here is 2 of the same color. So when I was doing the loop start there and I was stitching just 6 stitches, I was wasting half of the length of floss, which is why when I came over to this side and started working on the vine here, I started doing what I'm referring to as the double cross, where I just used two lengths of floss, and I did 2 legs, or I did the first leg of the cross twice, and then I did the second leg of the cross twice. Why is it so difficult explaining things on videos? That way I ended up with a 4/2 cross, but because I was doing it just using the 2 lengths of floss, when I was done with the 4 stitches or I was done with the 6 stitches, I was still left with a length of floss that I could use. So this is going to take me a while to get done. I'm sure I'm going to learn some other things along the way, but that's why I used the length of floss that I did, because I wasn't thinking ahead of the time, but I like the shorter strands of floss. Learning to do the double cross to be less wasteful when I'm working on things like the vine I think those things are helping me. The other question that I was asked, another woman, her name is Susan. She is also doing one of the Afghans, and she wanted to know what was happening with the edges, if I had done anything to the edges. The way this is set up, from reading the instructions on the back of it, it says that you're supposed to leave 5 inches all the way around the edge of the design. So I did that. This is the Zweigart edge, so I've got the orange strand running through it. This is the top edge. It tells you, the instructions say don't do anything on the edges to keep them from unraveling. The other side also has the Zweigart, both of these edges, the side edges, have that orange Zweigart strand running through them. It's just the top and the bottom that don't. And it has unraveled 4 or 5 strands, but not enough that I'm going to worry about it, because the whole idea is that when you get to the end of it, you're going to unravel those all the way down to the design so that you have your fringe. So I haven't done anything about my edges. I haven't asked anybody else who I know is working on Afghans if they did anything with theirs. We'll see what happens. But for me, it hasn't been an issue yet. Gail Phillips, who I mentioned before, she's the lady who showed me the front loop stitch, which is fantastic, by the way. She said that she is working on another Afghan from Stoney Creek called Nature's Home. So that got me curious, and I went to the Stoney Creek website and I pulled up just Afghans, and they have a bunch of them. They have ones with teddy bears. I know someone told me that they had done that one. There's ones with hummingbirds, and there's autumn themes, and there's a farm theme, and the Halloween and the Christmas villages. And so if you're interested in doing an Afghan, there's lots of choices. Go check them out. But anyway, here is the upper left corner to me. That pumpkin and the crows are the center of the top. And I have worked over to where I have the bottom inside corner done, and I'm close to getting the top corner done. But I've put it aside for a little bit because, you know, it's the one that I want to work on, and I start doing this and I just have so much fun. I like all the aspects of cross stitch. I think I've mentioned that before. Starting something new, there's a thrill there. Stitching on something and watching it reveal itself, I love that part. Finishing a piece, getting close to the end and anticipating that it's going to be done, and then when it's finished, figuring out how I want to finish it. May not be the most fun part, but it's something I still enjoy because it's a learning process. And yeah, anyway, that was my progress and the questions on my Afghan. So, have I been stitching on anything else besides my Afghan? Yes, I have. I brought out a couple of pieces that I haven't worked on for a while. Hold on, my magnets are falling apart. Okay. I've shown her before. This is Cuore Baticuore Halloween and cross stitch. This piece is gorgeous, and this dress is driving me absolutely crazy. Having to get those swirls right, and I know there's a mistake over here, and I'm not going back and fixing it. So right now I'm kind of trying to adjust the pattern and work from there. So I think from the last time I showed you, I got one row done until I got frustrated enough to just say, no, I'm not going to do that. Just not going to do that. Okay. Then the other piece that I got some work on, and I got a fair amount of progress on it. This is Plum St Samplers Harvest Keeper. I started this one when Donna Ray started her Bees Please Sal, because it has bee skeps on it and bees. I haven't made any of the bees yet, but I've stitched a skepper, a skep and a half. Yeah, skep and a half. So that's my progress on that one. I was finishing up all the leaves up here and worked a little bit down on the trunk of the tree. And then I came over here and I started this skep. So I'm quite pleased with the progress on that one. And I have two finishes. Yeah, I have two finishes. I didn't bring the pattern down for either one of them. Oops. You know, sometimes getting ready to do videos is just crazy because I have to pull things from different areas. I have to pull things from where I'm stitching in the living room. I have to pull things from upstairs in the crafting bureau. And not everything makes it down when it's supposed to. And I thought I did a pretty good job of it this morning, but obviously not. What can I say? So you should know the pattern that I'm going to talk about next, Autumn Alphabet. There has been a lot of people who have been stitching on it, and it is a beautiful, beautiful pattern. It's the one that has the stack of 3 bluish gray pumpkins, the cat, the crow, and then the alphabet all around it. I don't particularly enjoy stitching alphabets. I have stitched a couple of designs that have alphabets. Bats and the Belfry is in the living room right now. I stitched that one because I really liked that alphabet. I liked the whole design. The other one that I've stitched is Halloween Garden by the Primitive Needle, maybe, possibly. It was the one that everybody was passing around up at Acorns and Threads a couple of years ago. But stitching alphabets is just not my thing. I look at samplers, I think that they're gorgeous. There are so many samplers that are so beautiful, and I enjoy watching everybody stitch them. But there's no draw for me to sit down and stitch something with an alphabet or something with a huge house or multiple houses. The only house I want to stitch is the one in Away We Ride, because it's all crooked. I have the pattern. I haven't started it. Someday, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, Autumn Alphabet, the 3 bluish gray pumpkins. Those are what drew me to that pattern, because on the south side of my house, I'm in the kitchen and we have a south-facing window here. And on the south side of my house, I have what I refer to as my compost beds. They're garden beds, obviously. And that's where I put all my kitchen compost, all the fruit and vegetable scraps, all the eggshells, all the coffee grounds. And it has made those beds very nutrient rich. I can only plant one tomato plant in a bed because they get huge. I mean, we're talking 4 feet wide, 4 feet tall, covered with fruit. They get huge. Compost is good. But a few years ago, I came across a variety of pumpkins called Once in a Blue Moon pumpkins. And I decided to plant them out there. And I'm a city girl. I know nothing about growing pumpkins, and I didn't realize that there would be runners all over the place, 8, 9, 10 feet long, covering the walkway. It was a blast. And I got one pumpkin. It was a nice medium size pumpkin with this blue-gray skin. It was absolutely gorgeous. So when I saw the pattern, it took me back to that, and I purchased it and I started it. I started by stitching the pumpkins. And then I stitched the crow and the vines and the cat. And I looked at it and I thought, I like that. I like that just by itself. It doesn't need the alphabet at all. So when I finished with that, I thought, okay, I need to put my initials on it because I do initial everything I stitch. And then it kind of went, duh, Audrey, there's an alphabet there. Use those letters for your initials. So I looked at the pattern. The W was perfectly placed for what I wanted to do. Stitched it, and then I went up and I looked at the A, and I stitched it right above the W, and I didn't like that at all. So I picked it out, looked at the pattern again, and this time I put the A where the R on the pattern is supposed to be, and I finished it, and right now it's just a flat mount. But this is my version of Autumn Alphabet. This is on 32 count toast by Bestitch Me. I used 4 of the Call For Gentle Arts colors. These 2 pumpkins, Acorns and Threads was out of the Gentle Arts floss, so I used the DMC colors, and I used both colors in those top 2 pumpkins. But that is my version of Autumn Alphabet. I think it's gorgeous. Right now it's just a flat mount. I've got some sticky back felt on the back of it. I'm going to look for a 6x6 frame to go around this one. My other finish was a new start and a finish. It only took 2 days for me to stitch. I saw this one on Instagram. I didn't write down her name. Shame on me. I saw a woman post this pattern and I thought, I have to stitch that. Halloween is done, Thanksgiving is coming up, and then Christmas. And I've told you all before, I don't do a lot of Christmas stitching. I do some, but I'm very, very particular about what I stitch. And there's no rhyme or reason to it. All I can say is that the snark has to be there. So I saw this pattern and I had to stitch it. And I will tell you that the frog was strong with this piece. I stitched the H, the capital H, and I thought I had it done. And then I looked at it and I realized that I hadn't made the legs of the H long enough, and therefore the cross piece was in the wrong spot. So I had to take all that out and restitch it. The U next to the H was not a problem. The M, the frog came back. Frog was having fun with the M, oh my gosh. The bug was fine. Didn't have a problem with the bug at all. Then I went back to the other word, and there's 3 H's in it. And oh my gosh, did the frog have fun with those. I stitched them too low, I stitched them too close, I stitched one too high, I missed a whole row. The A was fine. Had no problems with the A. But then I did the B. And that frog said, yeah, remember me? I've been giving you problems on this whole thing. So there was a lot of frogging in this. which is why I think this one took 2 days, because it's a really quick stitch. I know the lady who stitched it on Instagram said she had it done in 1 day. If I hadn't frogged half of it over and over again, I might have gotten it done in 1 day too. But anyway, Bahhh Humbug. This is a flat mount. It's on 2 boards. It's got the 1 board for the stitching, and then I made a slightly larger board for the background. Just covered the back with some craft paper. But I love this. Now, I did a poll on Instagram and I said, the pattern is designed so that the stitches, the open spaces in the B and the H were filled in with red on the pattern. I said, do I fill them in with red or do I leave them empty? You guys weren't helpful at all. Seriously. I like it as it is. You should fill it in with the red. Oh, you could leave it the way it is, but it would look nice with the red. And then people come in, why don't you fill it in with gold? That wasn't an option. All I wanted was red or empty. But thank you for answering the poll. I left mine empty. I like the way this is finished, and this is my kind of Christmas stitching. You should know that. I still haven't stitched my Grinch, but I'm thinking I might this year. So that is all my stitching so far. I have some packages to share. Okay, we were supposed to do the Pacific Northwest Stitchers Retreat being put on by Acorns and Threads. And it didn't happen because of the Rona. So we got our package. We got our letter with our little button that goes on our reusable name badges that Acorns has made for us. We got, we got a needle minder, and I get a kick out of this. Think Charlie Brown when he goes trick-or-treating and he walks away from everybody's house and he looks in his bag. What does he say? I got a rock. We got a rock needle minder. I think that's so cute. We got candy. We always get candy. We have a pattern from Plum St Samplers. We have a whole kit from Plum St Samplers. I'm thinking this one is exclusive to the retreat until such time as it further gets sent out. But this is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. The fabric, the flosses, a thread card. From Beth Twist. We have Until We Meet Again. May your dreams come true. I can't read it, so I'm not going to try. But that is absolutely beautiful. Okay, there's a butterfly sticker in there. That butterfly was not part of the design. Another little Heartstring Samplery. This one is a little pin pillow, and on the back there is fabric to go with it, fabric to finish it, and there is a butterfly pin in there also. So that is all fantastic. Whew. Bent over and picked up back to my needle minder before I forgot. Remember my ladies who are my sisters of bacon. I will link the video in the drop-down box below. Last year, there was 9 of us that went over to Lori McClary's house in Sisters, Oregon for a stitching weekend. And we became the Sisters of Bacon. we decided that we were going to do a fob exchange this year, and one of the ladies, her name is Tara, sent us mail in this fantastic mailer. Mine showed up with this cute little witch bag. I'm sure that was chosen for me on purpose. But inside was this fob. And it says Stitching Sisters on it. So cute. A wonderful little card to go along with it. Thank you so much, Tara. She already knows I got it. I already thanked her a couple of times for it. It's very cute. Okay. I am a member of the Facebook group, The Stitchers Coven. And we did an exchange this year. So, the lady that I received from sent me this package that's got stickers, a pair of Halloween novelty socks, a bunch of DMC colors because I use DMC, so they will all come in good. She sent me this gorgeous raven. This is her stitch piece. This is Nevermore. It's a flat mount. Beautiful. And I like the way she finished the back of it. Do you see that? She put the fabric on the back, but she stitched around it to give it some trim too. And I just thought that was a great idea. So I really, really like that. She also sent me a pumpkin. Let me hold it this side. Oh yes, if I hold it on the blue side, not the brick wall, it's not real brick. I love that because I have a lot of pumpkins. And then she sent me a piece of original artwork, which is absolutely gorgeous. So I've had those out with all my Halloween decorations because I wasn't going to wait until I showed everybody. I have to start taking things down today. I has the sad. I has the sad. Alrighty. So, in the Stitchers Coven, like I said, we were doing this exchange. And unfortunately, there were some people who did not follow through, which is just really, really rotten. I understand life gets in the way with some things, and you know, you say, yes, I want to be part of an exchange. But if you wait long enough to receive your exchange gift and then you say, oh, I can't do mine, that's a really suck thing to do, in my opinion. The people running the group put out a notice that there were some people who weren't going to be, they'd been orphaned. They weren't going to receive an exchange piece after they had stitched something and sent it off to somebody. So I adopted one. And I didn't expect anything back from this lady at all, but she sent me an absolutely fantastic card. And just a simple thank you card. She sent me some M&Ms, and she sent a pattern to me. In her card, she said that she hoped that if I didn't stitch it, that I would use it as a giveaway in one of my videos. And that's what I'm going to do. I think it's a cute pattern, but I know it's not something that I will stitch. So I am going to say thank you to her. If I remember correctly, her name was Jean. Yes, Jean. And this is the pattern that she sent to me. It's called Salem. It's a jardin privé. But that is just a really, really pretty pattern. It's just I know that I won't stitch it. So I am going to do a giveaway from Jean in this video. If you're interested in this, say Salem in your comment down below, and I will keep this open for a couple of weeks and let you know who will be getting the pattern in a future video. Thank you very much, Jean. You didn't have to do that. I was more than happy to adopt you. But thank you for sending that pattern. I got a cute card from Donna Ray, Flannel Jammy Farms. Yeah, she sent me a bunch more stickers and decals and stuff. I'm just dropping stuff all over the floor today to use for my journaling. I've had several people here recently sending me packages with stuff for journaling. And to be honest with you, I've received so much stuff these last couple of weeks that I decided to hold some of them off until my next video because there was so much. So much. I got a card from Connie, who is Stitch Twice, Count Once. Count twice, stitch once. This card is, she made it. This card is absolutely stunningly gorgeous. Oh my God. Let me get the thing inside out because she sent me some stickers and stuff too. But look at this. That is a waterfall. And you better believe I asked her how that was done. Just gorgeous. It will be going up in my crafting bureau because I'm not putting this away where I can't see it. I love this so much, Connie. Thank you. Thank you so, so much. My friend Sharon, who I do Zoom stitching with on Mondays, sent me a cute little Halloween card. Which one is the resting witch face? I would love it if that would be the screen grab. I love kitchen towels. I love Halloween kitchen towels. Thank you, Sharon. Alrighty then. Yep, I think that's everything that I brought down. So, okay. My camera just did its thing. It said that I have gone into a new video, which, you know, I was trying to drag the first one out that length so that I can talk to you about social distancing trick-or-treating. Halloween was a blast. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. So much fun. I got the idea earlier in the month that I wanted to do something different for Halloween because of the Rona. And I've told you all before, I have memories of growing up in Portland, Oregon, of walking all around the neighborhood and just having a blast on Halloween. And now that I'm older and I can't go out myself, I've had fun over the years decorating my house, decorating my front porch, trying to make it so that the new kids will have their own memories. And hopefully what I do will be part of those memories. So 2020 happens and we are dealing with the Rona all year long, and all over Facebook, on the social page for Silverton, people have been asking what's happening on Halloween. Is anybody still doing Halloween? Yes, I am still doing Halloween. I am going to do Halloween. I'm going to figure out a way to do it. And I came up with the idea of a pumpkin pulley. My husband adapted my original idea, and I think what he came up with worked better because it actually became a pulley. I was thinking more like an old-fashioned clothesline. That wasn't going to work. So anyway, beginning of the month, Philip came down. We went out and we bought some things to create this pumpkin pulley. We bought a pulley. We bought some paracord. We bought a remote doorbell. And Mark and Philip worked together and they got it set up at the beginning of the month. Halloween morning, Saturday morning, my son Philip came down. His job takes him all around Oregon. He works on large air compressors, and he was down in Lyons and finished his job down there. So on his way back, he stopped at our house and helped me finish up the rest of the display, if you will. So he helped me take my big patio umbrella and attach it to the front porch. It is not unusual for it to rain on Halloween night here in Oregon. Fortunately, we had perfect weather for Halloween here. It was sunshine and cool and crisp. As the evening came in, it got a bit foggy. It was fantastic, fantastic. So at the fence, we had the big umbrella. We had some tombstones on the fence. We had some plastic Halloween fencing on there. Mark had put a board out there that we attached the remote doorbell to, and that's the board that the pumpkin pulley would hit when it came down the paracord. We put 2 sawhorses out on either side with signs on there that said social distancing trick-or-treating. And there was 3 things that you had to do. 1, you had to push the doorbell on the fence. And I had orange arrows on the sign pointing towards the doorbell, and then put an orange arrow on the fence also pointing to the doorbell. The receiver for the doorbell was sitting next to my chair in the living room. The second thing on the sign said, yell trick or treat. And the third said, wait for the pumpkin pulley to bring your treats to you. I had posted photos and videos of this all month long on the social Facebook page for Silverton, Oregon. Told people that I would be doing this from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. That way, 5 enough is early enough for the young kids, 9 p.m. for the older kids. Perfect. It was perfect. About 4:45, the doorbell rang. So Mark and I went outside, and here are 2 of my daughter's friends with their kids. And they stopped by because they had seen it on the social page and they wanted to try it out. So I have a video with them that very first time, and I will attach it at the end of this. It was a blast. It's the only video I took all night because Mark and I were just having too much fun. So I will attach that to show it to you. But as the evening progressed, every time the doorbell rang, both Mark and I would pop up out of our chairs. We'd go outside. I'd yell down to whoever was standing at the fence, how many ghosties and ghoulies do I have? And then I would load the treats into the pumpkin. Mark was there with the fishing pole. Right here you can see in the corner our fishing pole. That was also attached to the pumpkin to reel it back up after it had delivered the treats. We got so many fantastic comments from the kids, from the adults, that they really enjoyed the fact that we had done something different and novel, and we were having fun with it. We were laughing. We were just enjoying it. I think for me, some of the best moments was watching Mark deal with this, because a couple of times he saw kids coming up to the fence and he was up ready to run out the front door. My husband was ready to run out the front door and I'm going, Mark, you have to wait until they ring the doorbell. He was a riot. He was an absolute riot. The third time he did that, the people waiting out at the fence actually were people that he knows. He had worked with one of the guys several years ago. So this man and his wife and their 4 kids were out there, and Mark is complaining to them that I'm making him wait for the doorbell. He's 63 years old, and he had a blast. And I think he enjoyed this year more than any other year that we've had. But this family that was out there, they said that they enjoyed it. They really liked the whole idea, the whole concept of it. And as they were getting ready to leave, their youngest son said something to the mom. And she goes, oh, yeah, make sure you tell them. He had a joke for us. So, Cheryl, I have a Halloween joke for you. Why did the ghost fart? Have you figured it out? Why did the ghost fart? Because he didn't have the guts to burp. I laughed. I was so tickled that someone told me a joke on Halloween. I was so tickled that all the people who came to our house, we had at least double the number of kids that we had last year. So yes, I was so excited about that. Everybody seemed to enjoy it. We got so many fantastic comments on it. At one point in the evening, I went back onto the social page just to check what people were saying and, if things were still going on around town. And I noticed that somebody had copied our idea. Not nearly as good, but they'd copied our idea. It was the only post that he had put up all month long of doing this. I don't care if somebody copied me. I'm glad someone copied me. I'm glad that the kids got to do social distancing trick-or-treating. The next day I went back on to the Facebook page and I posted a picture of the house again. And I thanked the community for getting more involved. I honestly think that we saw more people in our neighborhood last night than we have had in the past several years. And I think it's because we were posting on the social page. So that's a plus. It's definitely something I will do going forward again. But one person replied to my post with their video of our house and their daughters trick-or-treating at our house. And I just thought that that was so cool. I was so excited about it. I went running out to Mark and said, somebody posted us on Facebook. Social distancing trick-or-treating was a blast. It was a hit. I have way too much candy left over, but I had fun and it was fantastic. And I promise I will put the video at the end of this one. It was good. It was so good. So I think that's everything that I have to share today. My plan is, because this is not the week that I would normally do a video, is I might do another one next week just to get myself back on track. But I won't be doing the giveaway. I won't be announcing the winner on that giveaway. So I'm actually going to hold that open. This will be held open for 3 weeks. So again, if you want Salem by Jardin Privé, write Salem in your comment. You know all the rest of the stuff. I don't have to tell you. And I will see you when I see you again. Live long and stitch on, my friends. Bye-bye.
Ready?
Love it. Oh my god, you